Okay, for today's class, it will be regarding some sort of parametric designs or how to do curves and stuffs in SketchUp. So we will be using plugins such as BZ, Toolbar, Weld, Curviloft, Joint Push Pull, Shape Bender, and Fredo Scale. Okay, that will be what we'll be doing today. So you can see the image that we have right here. So we would be trying to create a column like this. This is known as a mushroom column, and we'll also try to create something like this in today's class. So these are the tools that we are gonna have, okay, for today's class. So if you don't find it, the extension that I have already given, if you have downloaded it, you can go to view, go to toolbar, check in B is a toolbar, check in Curviloft, check in Fredo 6 Fredo scale, then check in Fredo 6 joint push pull, and also check in large tool set. Then um, large tool set is not right this much, you just need to get checked, okay, and then you can just close in so that these toolbars are gonna get visible. So the first tool that I am gonna teach is known as the B is a toolbar. Okay, the toolbar that you're gonna see this one. In this, all does the same job, but the most important one is F spline, and I will be teaching this for you. Okay, the F spline, what it does is it has the same function of spline tool in AutoCAD. So spline is a curve that uh, spline is a line that basically is used for tracing, or it's like a curved set of line that could be easily used for tracing, or some a free flowing line it is. Okay, so this is something that helps in getting that. So in this toolbar, only this F spline is used majorly, and I will be only teaching that. Okay, so you can select F spline, so you will get a dot like this. So what you have to do is that you can click on first point, second point, then you'll see that the line starts curving. Third point, fourth point, fifth point, sixth point, and where you want to stop the curve, you can double click it. Okay, so the curve gets stopped, and in between of this curves, if you want to erase a point, so what you have to do is that I'm now just going back, undoing it, and just showing it. So if you don't want, if you are doing this and you don't want this point while drawing, then just do escape. So you will escape that point, so that the point that you pressed for the before what was there before the line to be starting, first point, second point, and the third point I made. So if you don't want the third point, just press escape, then that third point will go again. If you press escape, the second point will go again. If you press escape, the first point will go. So okay, so if you want it to be finishing, just double click, so you will get a curve like this. Okay, that is what the B is a toolbar helps you in doing, because you don't have a spline or a curve line maker in your large tool. So that's why we basically use this tool. So next, what I'm gonna teach is, I'm just closing this I'm not closing it because there is some other requirement of it. Next toolbar is the Curviloft. Curviloft is a plugin that is used majorly for making curved lines, and also creating curved surfaces in not curved lines, curved surfaces in SketchUp. Okay, so if I am just copying this line, okay, upwards, and creating a two lines or two spline lines in is z axis. Okay, now I want a wall or a plane to cover these two lines. So for that, what I will use is Curviloft by Spline. So what loft does is that if you have two lines, it will make a surface between the lines, or if you have two closed figures, it will make a surface between them. So it is used for making surface between lines. So if I select these two, and press Curviloft, you can see a curve is getting formed. Okay, and this is basically the preview of it. And if you press outside, you will get the curved surface to be made. Sometimes you will not get this dotted lines. It is because if you are having the hidden geometry ticked, that's why ticked, you will see this dotted lines. Or if you don't have it, then it will be in a smooth line. I will tell you the use of this hidden geometry in tomorrow's class while designing. Next is the next what we are gonna do is we are gonna try to make the mushroom column that I told. For making that, I am just creating a arc. Okay, a arc like this, and just rotating it onto the x y in the xy plane. I'm just rotating it perpendicular to it, and then what I'm doing is I'm just creating a like this six. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is now I am gonna make 4 copies of this line. Okay, for that what I do is I'm using the rotate tool, keeping this as a center, pressing control so that I get a plus side, which means that it is gonna create a copy, and select this point, just rotate it, and then I will get a point, like I will get a 9 copy of this. Now I'm just typing *3 and pressing enter so that it comes in all the 4 directions. Okay, then what this loft by spline does is that if you select this 4 and then if you make loft by spline, then you will see that it is trying to make a surface along these 4 lines. It then you can see that there is something known as a close all contours in a loop. What it does is that it will try to create a closed surface in this. That is what is the use of this option here. So if I'm pressing that, you can see that it gets closed. Okay, and then if you click outside, you can see that such a mushroom column that I was telling gets formed. And again, if you click out, you will escape from it. Till this much, any doubts? No doubts? Okay, cool. Next I am gonna make is something more interesting. For that I will be using the polygon tool, making a hexagon. Okay, and with the help of arc tool, I'll just create an arc out here. Okay, and then I will just copy this. Okay, and create such a figure. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just erasing the lines which is there outwards. Next, this is gonna be a twisted, like a sort of twisted organic column. So we just exploring this Curviloft loft by spline a little more complexity, to give it a little more complexity and see what are the maximum limit of it. I'll just show you. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm just copying this upwards, okay, with the help of move tool, and then scaling it down by pressing control. I'm just making it scale down in both directions, and then leaving it out by pressing the select tool. Then what I'll do is I'll copy this again to the top. So then next what I'm going to do is I am going to make a surface that moves to 1, 2 and 3, all 3. Now you can see that if I select all and then give the command Curviloft, you could see some more beautiful structures coming out of this. Okay, you can create much interesting surfaces and structures with the help of this tool as well. Okay, so next, one more thing I just wanted to tell you guys is that In this, there are lot many options. You can see straight lines, you can see curved lines. Okay, there are lot many curves in this. Then you will have some more curved lines, then you will have spline lines. So you can select according to your wish, which is more suitable for the form that you are making. Okay, now I felt this to be more interesting. Which one I am feeling to be more interesting, I'm gonna select that and keep. Okay, I felt this looks more interesting for me. I'm keeping this. Okay, and then one thing, that if you select the preview that you are doing, you will come to something known as a property of edit. In this, you are given the option to twist this. Okay, if you could see, there is a 15-degree option. If you could twist it, you could see this figures gets twisted like this. I'm giving it a number 4, and then going to and selecting the down portion and also giving 4, if you could see, and then click outside, you can see something really interesting starts getting formed. Okay, such a design could also be formed. If you are getting more control over this Curviloft, it is a really interesting plugin which could really create more interested views as well. Okay, and the Curviloft also allows you to do one more stuff, that is, if you select it, give Curviloft, and after that, if you can view the geometry out here. In the geometry, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 options. In this, if you just click the straight line and the horizontal line, it will give you only the tubular structures. That is, if I'm clicking it outside, you can see that it will just create the mesh. It will not create the surface. So this would be useful for creating a grid for your structure that you are making, or if you want to see showcase an exploded view with a grid or so. Okay, so this would basically help you. So this much understood. So Curviloft is a really interesting tool, especially the loft tool in here, the first tool here. Any doubts till now? Okay, no doubts, then I will continue. Next is a loft along path. So what loft along path does is that it helps in creating a pipe. Okay, a pipe that has two different shapes at two different ends. Okay, for example, if I have a path like this, follow me tool. It is a follow me tool, a advanced follow me tool. It's something like that. For example, I am having a circle at this corner of it and a rectangle at this corner of my, I'm pressing control so as to get the center point, center of it, and then I am making a surface like this. Now what I'm going to do is I am selecting the entire thing that I made and then giving pipe or the loft along path tool. So now what you can see is that here the shape will, from this point it will be circle, and then it will start trying to become a rectangle or a rectangle as it moves along. Okay, so that is what this tool does to your shape. Fine. So that is the use of, if you press once more you will escape out. Okay, and that is what is the function of loft along path. So any doubts? No doubts. Okay, cool. So next what I am gonna teach is the skin contour. So skin contour, for that I will try to make a dome, not a dome, a vault dome. Okay, so now I am making a arc, okay, on z axis, and then I am trying to rotate it by rotate and copy it. Okay, I want a model like this. And now what I want is I want a dome like structure on top of that. I want a plane that could cover all these 4 points. So that is what with the what this skin by contour does. Okay, so I'm selecting it and giving skin by contour. So you can see what happened through the four lines, it is trying to create a surface. Okay, so that is what skin by contour does. So now I am ticking it, selecting it outside. It will basically and clicking it once more so as to create a shape or a structure like this. So that is what skin by contour does. Fine. So the next tool that we are gonna see is the joint push pull tool out here. Okay, so almost the first three out till this much. Any doubts? The Curviloft tool. Okay, no. Then I'll just go to the next toolbar, that is the joint push pull. So joint push pull is similar to the push pull that we have in the long toolbar. But what is the problem with this push pull is that it cannot push pull a curved surface. Okay, so we want this joint push pull toolbar. So if I am making multiple copies of it, there are 6. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I am gonna push pull with each of this. So the first 3 are almost the same. Okay, like there is no much change. If I could push pull it, you could see that the surface getting push pulled. Okay, it gets pushed up and then I could go out. In the second option, there is a option that there is a possibility of either creating a hollow surface, like the inside part to be hollow, or it to be a uh, solid object. Okay, so if I am push pulling this now and seeing it, this is a solid object. So if you this now this here it is yellow. If I make this yellow and try to push pull it, sorry, I'm taking another thing and then trying to push pull it. Okay, with this I'm keeping this as checked and then trying to push pull. Now you could see that okay, this did not work. So I'm just push pulling it again by clicking this one. Okay, so you could see that in here it is hollow, here it is not hollow. So that is what this second push pull could do with the help of the finishes out here. Okay, so that is the use of the joint push pull. Then the third is a vector push pull. So the vector push pull is that you can push pull in any direction you want. If you select vector push pull, and you can basically move it however you want. Okay, there is no direction at which the rest three was having a direction. Okay, for you to create. So this vector push pull does not have a direction. You can push pull it in any direction that you want. Next is the normal push pull. So what normal push pull does is that it push pulls in all the small hidden geometry in this. For example, if you go to view show hidden geometry, there are this curve is made up of small rectangles, right? So if you select this and with the help of normal push pull, if you push it out and then click outside, you will see that each small cubes gets normally projected outwards. Okay, so that is what the normal push pull does. The third is the extrude push pull. This will basically create a push pull that is perpendicular to it. So okay, if I'm creating it, it will be basically just it will push pull in the direction that is perpendicular to it. That is what the extrude push pull does. So you can see the difference between these and this. The the one I am showing out here and this, you could see here when it came to the edge, it is showing only in one direction. Every point is going in just one direction here, but it is going what? It is just uh, it is just parallel to the curve that is being there. The second curve is also parallel, but here it is just perpendicular to it, all the curves. Okay, so you can push pull it out. Then there is a follow push pull. It is also almost similarly looks similar to the first one out here. Okay, so that is what the joint push pull does. So this tool is really important because this is useful for you to push pull curved surfaces in a in SketchUp. Okay, so that is what the Fredo push pull does. Cool. Till now, any doubts? Okay, no doubts. Then I will go along to, I'll just close this. Now I'll go to something called Smustard, or is also known as the Weld tool. So what the Weld tool does is that if in your default tray, if you have an option known as in entity info. Entity info means if you select any line or a plane, it will basically show the length or the surface of it. Okay, it will show what the entity is. Okay, if you select any line or a plane or a cube or so, it will show the radius or the segment, whatever it is made of, it will just show it. Okay, so if I am making an arc now, okay, so you can see the radius and the segments that is formed. I am making a second arc now. I'm just making a second arc like this. So you could see that I'm selecting the first arc, there is a radius. Second arc, it is showing a different radius and the segments. Okay, now I want it to be a single unit, the line to be a single unit. What to do? We need to weld it, like how you basically weld the components, like a steel, two steel rods, you want to weld it. So similarly, this mustard or weld tool will basically, if you click the first thing, that is the weld, it will become a single entity then. Okay, so now if you could go to the entity info and check, the length of it will basically get doubled. Okay, I'll tell you why it is used, because in the later cases when you want a single curved lines, I have already shown you the F spline, but if you want something to be joined, okay, any lines to be joined, this basically helps you to create such a thing. Fine. So that is what the Smustard tool does. Next is the, I'm closing Smustard tool. Then I will be telling about the shape bender tool. This is a really important tool. So before that, I'm asking everyone till now if you guys have any doubts. Any doubts till now?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. So shape bender is that if you have a object that is in straight, a group of a object that is in a straight line. Okay, any object like a wall or you have a component, a bench. Okay, you think that you have a bench which is straight. But you needed that in a curved path. That bench was to be, you have a bench like this. Sorry, you have a bench like this. Okay, now what you wanted is that you don't want this bench to be like this, you want it to be in this curved line. So what you can do for that? Okay, so this tool basically bends any shape along a path. Okay, so for that, for explaining this, I will tell to use that we would first check what is the line segment or the uh, length of the curve that you have made. Basically, I'm trying to reduce it because it is a it is really big according to the scale. So I'm just making it really small so that somewhere it reduces up. So it is really big comparatively. Okay. Fine. Or let it be like this much. Fine. It's fine. So what you have to do is that you need to make sure you note this number down, or the length of the arc that you have made. So now what the length of the arc is, that it is around 1 2 3 1 2 7 1 7 6 3 mm. Okay, it is too big, but don't matter, like I'm just showcasing you how to do it. Okay, you know the path length, then the curved path length. Then what you have to do is create a straight line of the same length, that is 1 2 3 1 2 7 1 7 6 3, and press enter. So you could see that I made a straight line. Okay, that is of the same length. Fine. Then what I need to make is that I need to make sure that you have the object also in scale to this. Okay, this line, that is if I have a wall, or I'm having something like a, okay, I'll make something like a fin for you. Okay, fins, not pins, louvers. I'll make a louvers. Okay, so I am just push pulling it. I am just creating a wall like this, and then I am just moving. I'm just copying the line a little front for you guys to understand. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is I am gonna create louvers onto this. Just, I'm just push pulling it outside. Okay, so that there's a plunger, and then I'm gonna create some louvers. For that, I'm just first making this a group, and then I will create a louver in onto this. Okay, and then what I'll do is I will create this again a group, and then rotate this. Okay, so now you could see that in this wall I have made one louver. I am copying this like star 15. So I just got a proper finned plane. Okay, finned wall, not finned, a louvered wall. Okay, so I got such a thing, but I don't want it to be like this. I wanted it to be somewhat in this curved shape. Okay, so what I do is that I will make this entire stuff a group. Okay, first thing that you need to do is, when doing shape bender tool, is that you need to make it a group. The thing that you want to bend or you want to curve, make that a group. And now I'm just scaling it down. I'm just scaling this part down, because if you want to curve it, it will all look bad. Okay, that's why. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is select the component or a group that you wanted to curve, and then press on shape bender tool. It will now ask for the path. Okay, for a path, then you select on the path, then you will have like start and end point. Make sure you have start and end point. Then click on the curve. So you will see something like a preview of it being formed here. There also you will have start and end point. If it is a reverse manner like this, end and start, make sure you have start and start in the same line. For that, what you need to do is just press the top space bar, so not the top arrow key. Okay, so that you get both in the same direction, and then just enter. Then you will see that you just formed the component or the group that you wanted in a curved manner, or in the curved path that you wanted. So this would be also helpful for you to make curved walls as well. Okay, till this, any doubt using shape bender tool? I'll tell you one more use of it. Like if I'm having the spline, okay, I'm having the spline, I'm just creating a curve like this, and I had a model like this. Just think. Okay, I had a curved wall like this. So what I need to do is just check how much is this length. Okay, and create a line like that much. And then what you need to do is just create a straight wall. Okay, in that length, which is of 230 mm depth, and then just extrude it to the height that you want, like 3000 mm or so. And then what you need to do is that just copy the path outside and keep a little, and then make this wall a group, make it a group, and then press on the shape bender tool, select a path, select the curve, and then press enter. You will get the curved wall within no time. Okay, so that is what, how you could easily use the shape bender tool so as to create a curved wall, or you have like something like a organic shaped building. You can basically use it so as to create it. Okay, so that is what the shape bender tool does. Fine. Any doubts? It could be not just anything, it could be any component like a fin, or it could be a bench that you wanted in your design. It would be like a modeling, a small model or so that you made it in straight. You just wanted to curve it along a path. Then also you can use the same. Fine. The same tool, that is the shape bender tool. Any doubts? No doubts? Fine. Then as we have time, we will look into the Fredo scale as well. So normally it was not there in the syllabus. I just thought that if any time provides, like if you guys are free, or if you guys don't ask, like if I had some time for you to spare, then I thought I will just tell you something with the help of Fredo scale as well. So the Fredo scale was there in the plugin that I gave, but was not there in the syllabus. Okay, I'll just teach you that as well so that you guys have something of more interest. I am making a rectangle. Okay, I am making a box out of this. What this Fredo scale does is that the first 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is similar to the scale tool that you have. Okay, scale tool. It is almost similar, but the number of points just changes. Okay, it helps in stretching, or it basically helps in making it bigger or smaller. Okay, so that is of no use. But what is useful here is the Fredo box twist and the Fredo radial bending. So I'll show you what the box twist does. If you click on the box, and then if you click on box twist, something like this, dot points will occurs like this. Okay, then what you need to do is select on any surface, click on the second point where you wanted it, okay, to curve, and then just rotate it. You can see it is twisting. Okay, so this will create a twisted box like this for you. Okay, this helps in creating twisted objects within no time. So that is what the Fredo box twist does. Next is the Fredo radial bend. So radial bend, what it does is that it has like 3 points. The first point is the base point of it, second point is the point at which you need to bend it, and the third point is the head, or it is like the pull, the if you have a, think that you have a straight bow. Okay, you want to tie the string for it. Okay, and I am tying it at one end and the second end. Okay, the second end is the head of it, and then I'm just pulling it downwards. It is something like that. Okay, I have, if I select this, I will ask for the plane at which you need to bend it. Okay, and I'm making it in the green axis. Then first point, second point be the midpoint, the third point be the end point, and then if I curve it, you can see what it is doing. It is basically trying to curve it like a bow and string. If you have now, you are basically curving that end with, like Dhanush, if you are doing it, it's similar to that. Okay, so it helps in curving it in this manner. It could be used in some places, so that's why I just taught you as well in this as well. So that is what we needed to discuss on today's class. Any doubts by anyone? So today's class is really more interesting, and I suppose a lot I covered. So you guys, if you guys try to practice it, because this tool is real. These tools which I showed you is really important, because if you are this will allow you to design whatsoever comes in the way. Okay, because I feel like sometimes students restrict their design because they are not able to express it. Okay, because of these you have lack of tools in SketchUp, but you don't know the plugin for which you needed to use it. Okay, if you use these plugins, you can create whatsoever design that you wanted in your head to be propagated towards your professor, or to be showed to your clients or peoples or so on. So these are the tools that will be really useful. You guys can practice it, and then if you guys have any doubts, you can revert back to me. So this is what for today's class. I am